Hey guys, this is Karan Binani from Mobi Scrub, and I'm here to talk about some of the tips and tricks of the Galaxy S5 which are lesser known to most people. So let's get on with it. So people have been going on and on about ultra power saving mode, which basically puts everything to black and white with limited access to apps. But we keep forgetting that there is still a power saving mode, and it has a really nice feature built into it. And that's Grayscale Mode. So basically, it just puts your phone into black and white mode, saving you a lot of battery, but it still gives you access to all the apps, unlike Power's ultra power saving mode, where you only get access to very, very limited apps. The second tip is about the fingerprint scanner. Now, when you're setting it up, ensure that you're setting it up the same way you want to swipe it. It really makes it easy because you're probably going to unlock it using a single hand, and it's easier to do it in a tilted fashion than keeping it straight and then, placing your finger in the center. The native keyboard, or the stock keyboard that comes with the S5, has a really neat trick up its sleeve. Just, tap and hold the numbers. So it could be 1 or 2 or 3, anything. And you can have customized messages preloaded as shortcuts onto these numbers. So it really, there are just a couple of messages that you're always typing regularly. So it really helps make that fast. So just go into settings and go on to my shortcuts. Now, there you go. You can now define what you want in 1, 2, 3, and so on until number 9. And 0, of course, as well. The other thing that comes with the keyboard is that you can make it a floating keyboard. Now, you can just, take it around anywhere you want, and you can continue typing, so you have a really uninterrupted typing experience. Whenever there's a new notification, there's either a wet sound in the Samsung phones or the LED color kind of starts blinking. The other thing you can do is go into settings and go for flash notification. Now enable that, and when you enable that, basically, whenever you have something new, a message or a call, your flashlight is going to glow. And you can put it off by simply turning your phone away on the other side. So for example, if someone was to call me, it will start blinking or, flashing like that. Although Samsung's come up with a really nice, good-looking, colorful settings panel with the new TouchWiz, but it's slightly difficult because it's still, a lot of stuff, a lot of icons to go through. So you can just tap on the menu icon and go for list view, which kind of gives you a more holistic view of all the settings that are available. So it's easier to browse through, and you don't have to keep scrolling all the way down trying to read what's written under the icon. And of course, there is a tab view if you're more, used to what you've been seeing in previous Samsung phones. So you've got quick settings, device settings, controls, and apps. The touch key buttons at the bottom of the Galaxy S5 have been revamped a little. But if you were to long press on each of these buttons, you'll get some other function happening. So now, for example, I tap the menu button on the screen. You can do the same thing by long pressing the recent apps key. Also, you could long press the home key to launch Google Now. And the return key, so for example, if I have multi-window enabled, so let me just go and switch that on, you would see that a tiny indicator comes for, the multi-window session. I can enable or disable that by long pressing the return key. And I can just call it back simply like that. Now, this is one of my favorite things. You can write with almost anything on the Galaxy S5's display. It could be an actual pen, it could be a toothpick, it could be your nail. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's that sensitive. Now, all you have to do is just go into settings and search for, increased touch sensitivity. So INC, there you go, increased. It's enabled right now. So, you can disable it if you want to save some battery. And seriously, you can use any of these objects onto this extremely sensitive display to do anything. Slide through home screens, app drawer, just as you would do with the S Pen on the Galaxy Note 3. Now, you may have a lot of apps on your app drawer that you don't want to use, or you don't use, or it could be bloatware, things that just come pre-installed with the phone and you cannot remove them. So just tap on the menu key, tap on hide apps, and stuff like Drive or Google Play Stand, or play movies or play books, I'm never going to use them. So I can simply hide them and have a more clean app drawer. The next tip is to increase the speed with which your home key reacts every time you press it. So just go into settings and search for S-Voice. And when you go inside the S-Voice settings, just disable open via the home key. And basically, this is by default, it's enabled. Just disable it and you'll have a faster home key. Although the 5.1-inch display of the S5 is quite comfortable and you can still use the entire device using a single hand, but if you still have a marginally small hand, you could go and turn on one-handed operation. And just look at that. With that gesture, you kind of, have a smaller screen size, which is even more comfortable to be used using a single hand. And of course, you can do it on the right side as well. You can resize this window. So, and again, you can see it's really easy for me to now go through the return key, the home key, the volume buttons, and resize the window to make it smaller or bigger if I wanted to. So it's a really neat little trick if you have your other hand really dirty or it's really busy with something else. You can just use this device completely with single hand. And probably the most common trick is to take a screenshot using your palm. Simply swipe it over the screen and your device takes a screenshot. The other way to do this is by pressing the home key and the power and lock key together. So just press them together for like a second and your device takes a screenshot. I know, guys, this is like, we've been over this a lot of times, but still there are people who don't know this, so it's for them. The Galaxy S5 camera app, although it's new and you've got all these functions together, there are 3 settings on the left hand side that are still customizable. So if there is a particular feature that you use more often, you can just hold and drag them to the customizable options on the left and have them stay there forever. A lot of times you're just struggling with, oh my god, my pictures are in here, I don't want to give my phone to anyone, my videos, or just a few documents that you don't want people to see. So guys, just set up a private mode, go into your gallery, select your pictures, tap the menu button and move them to private mode. Now, as long as your private mode is enabled, you'll be able to see a private folder in your gallery. And the minute you switch it off, so there you go, I switch it off and on the top left, the private folder will go away. There you go. And you can obviously have it on again by simply enabling it. So guys, those were the lesser known tips and tricks of the Galaxy S5. If you happen to know any new ones, please drop them in the comments below. I would love to know them. Thank you for watching, guys. There's a brilliant camera review that I put up through the lens of the Galaxy S5. And of course, there's a review video and a comparison video with the S4. Thank you for watching, guys. Do leave me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.